So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? Daredevil19 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Bandai Tamashii Nation's SH Figuarts, Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket, and Groot. So let's get into it right away and start off with this tiny box. So we do get a very cool looking style box for the SH Figuarts Guardians of the Galaxy figures, and we don't get a window because of course it is a web exclusive. On the top here says SH Figuarts, then we do get an image of Groot's face along with an image of the figure, then we do get an image of Rocket's face along with the figure as well. So it says Rocket and Groot, Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Tamashii Nations, and Bandai. And then the bottom of the box here does have the barcode of Limited Bust Up, nobody cares about, and then here is the top of the box. And then here is the one side of it with some images of the figures there. And then the other side of the box here does have some more images of the figures. And then the back of it does show a few poses you can get the figures into along with some of the accessories. But anyway, that is the packaging. Let's get these figures open and take a closer look at Rocket and Groot. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and we'll take a look at the Groots first. And they did a nice job with these, especially for them being as tiny as they are. So we get the unclothed Groot here, which looks good. I do like the paintwork on it, the shading and everything. You do get some nice sculpt work to make it look like he's made out of real tree. But they did do a nice job with it. And this face here is the basic looking face. Then this one has the sad face. Then we do get a smiling face as well. And his arms and neck is articulated, but the unclothed one, I can't get his arms unstuck. They're just stuck in there. I guess if I run it under hot water, I can get them unstuck, because the one with the clothes on, you can move his arms around. But they did do a good job with the unclothed one here. So nice paint and sculpt all throughout it. So we do get that one. And then we do get the one with the clothes on here. And this one's probably my favorite out of both of them. They did a very nice job with the clothing. You can see the zipper right there on the torso. And we do get this little gold part as well, which looks pretty cool. But we do get like sculpted wrinkles all throughout the clothing as well. And they did a nice job with it. A nice job on the face and everything. The black for the eyes, so good job with that. Same with the hands and his feet. And then the back. Very nice sculpt all throughout it. So for the size of these figures, being as tiny as they are, I think the detail on them turned out pretty well. Now for Rocket here, let's take a closer look at him. Also, wanted to mention that all three of these figures can actually stand on their own pretty well if you balance them out good enough. It does get a bit irritating, that's why they did include the stands, but I just wanted to let you guys know that they can stand on their own. And Rocket, of course, is definitely the star of the pack. He is a little bit bigger of a figure compared to Groot, obviously, but he is still very small in size. But they really did an excellent job with Rocket. He actually turned out a lot better than I thought he would. The face sculpt looks fantastic. The teeth are all sculpted on there and everything. Nice paintwork on him as well between the paint for the teeth and the gums there. Great job. Nice clean paint around the mouth and everything too. Nice job on the snout. I do like the black and the white mixed in the brown fur there, so great job with that. The eyes seem to be both painted looking in the same direction, so that's awesome. The ears look good, nice sculpt and paint. Very nice sculpt on the side here on his fur, that looks pretty cool. And then the back, pretty plain looking, but not too bad. I mean, they could have added maybe like a darker brown in there or something. Now the neck, nice sculpt and paint. We get the collar on the neck there. And it's very clean paintwork where the brown meets the blue. Get a little bit of sculpt work on the back of the neck and the side of it, so pretty cool looking. And then the torso here, very good job on the torso. The paint, pretty damn clean all throughout it, and the sculpt really looks beautiful on it as well. And these, like shoulder pads or straps, have a very nice paint shading on them. I really dig the way those look. Very nice job with that, even on the bottom part as well. We do get that nice shading. And then we do get the zipper, which looks good. You can see the tabs sculpted on there and everything. The paint's nice and clean on it. On the midsection, we've got a couple buckles there. Very nice paint and sculpt as well. Very good job on the front of the torso. Now the back, we do get this piece. I believe this is what made them fly around, their jet boosters or whatever they were called. But they did a very nice job with them. Nice paint and sculpt all throughout it. I like the metal type look here. We have like a wash all throughout it too, and it just looks really nice. Really dig the way that looks. Probably one of my favorite parts about Rocket besides the face. And then we do get his raccoon tail, and it does look like a raccoon tail. We do get the black stripes all throughout it. Very nice sculpt all throughout it to make it look like real fur, so good job on the tail there. And it is on a ball joint, but you really don't get too much movement. We'll get into that when we get to the articulation. And then the underwear piece, it is a separate piece, as you can see that in the tail is. But they did a very nice job with it, nice paint and sculpt all throughout it. The zipper continues from the torso down to that piece. And then we do get some nice paint and sculpt around the waist and around the hips there. So good job on that. And then the legs, they did a very nice job with them as well. Nice paint and sculpt all throughout them. We do get the little knee pads right there. Would have been nice if they added like a darker shade of paint in the sculpted lines, similar to like the Saiyan armor for Vegeta. And that is my dog playing with his toys, so don't mind that sound. And I do like the clean paint for the brown stripe going down the sides there. And we do get a little bit of sculpted wrinkles on the around the knees on the pants as well. So very good job all throughout the pants. And then the legs here, we do get like a brighter paint, like a beige, added onto his fur. But they didn't put any on the back, which I wish they would have, but I mean, it's not that big of a deal. On the feet, they did a good job with those as well. I forgot his arms. They did a very nice job with the arms. They did add that beige paint once again, which looks pretty good. But then there's none on the inside or the back. Not that big of a deal, though. But overall, I think they really did a very nice job with Rocket Raccoon. And the Groots look just as good, too. I mean, I don't really have too many issues when it comes to the detail with these figures. I think Tamashii Nations really did an excellent job with both of them. But anyway, let's continue on. Moving on to the accessories, we actually get a bunch of great stuff included with Rocket and Groot. So we do get a little stand here for Rocket, and it is much smaller compared to the regular Tamashii Nation stands that we get. So we do get the base right there, then we do get the arm here, and then we do get the clamp, and it does swivel at the bottom, hinges at the bottom, hinges at the middle, hinges at the top, swivels at the clamp, and then only one side of the clamp can hinge back and forth. So we do get that. And then we also get 3 interchangeable heads for Rocket. So we do get the basic looking face here, and they did a very nice job with it. The eyes look good, the snout, the nose and everything looks good. I do like the white and black paint that they added on the face there to make them look like a raccoon. So they did do a very good job with that. I like the sculpt to make it look like it's real fur and everything. So they did a very good job with the face. The back of it's kind of plain, just like with the other head sculpts there. The ears look pretty good too, and his heads are very simple to interchange. It's just on a ball joint, so when you want to pop it on, just pop it on. Then when you want to take it off, just pull it off, and it comes right off. So we do get that face. Then we do get the one that comes on the figure out of the packaging, which is, I guess you could either call it the smiling or angry teeth gritted face. And we already took a look at this one before, and they did a very good job with this one here. And then finally, we get my favorite, which could either be the laughing or the yelling, screaming face here. And they did such a great job on the mouth with the teeth and everything. I like how they put the black in between the gums and the teeth. I think that looks good. Very nice sculpt and paint on the teeth, and nice work on the gums and the tongue and everything. So very good job on the inside of the mouth. The nose looks good, the snout, the eyes and everything. We do get that black and white paint added on the face there, and then on the ears as well. So very good job on all 3 interchangeable faces. The back is pretty plain though. I mean, it doesn't really bother me too much, but they did a very good job with all 3 of Rocket's interchangeable heads. So we do get that, and then we also get 8 interchangeable hands for Rocket, and then we do get 2 hands with molded guns on them. And one thing, I do wish they included a larger gun with Rocket. I know he doesn't really use one in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I think he only does in the beginning of the movie, but he's really known for wielding a larger gun. So I do wish that they would have included a bigger gun for Rocket. But like I said, we do get 8 interchangeable hands with him, so we do get a pair of fists, of course, which come on the figure out of the packaging, and all the accessories for Rocket and Groot are extremely tiny, so just be careful not to lose them. But they did do a very good job with the detail on these fists here, as you can see there. And it is very nerve-wracking interchanging Rocket's hands, because look how tiny the ball joint is for his wrist joint. That's just such a tiny joint. It's very scary interchanging them, but his hands are fairly simple to pop on and off, so I really wouldn't worry too much. I would just be careful just in case. So we do get a pair of fists, and then we do get a pair of these open resting hands here, and very nice detail all throughout these. So good job on the open resting hands there. And then we do get a pair of these open clenching type hands. And they did a nice job with the detail on these as well, and these are probably my favorite hands out of all of them, not including the ones with the molded guns. So we do get those, and then finally, we get the hands with the molded guns. So for the left gripping hand with the molded gun here, they did a beautiful job with the paintwork on the guns. I just really dig the paint that they chose for them. I do like the little copper color that they added, and we do have a little bit of a darker blue on there, which looks pretty good. But a very nice sculpt all throughout the guns, and then the molded hands as well. So that is the left one. And for the right one here, we do get a little bit of a smaller gun, but they did a very nice job with this one as well. And then I do like the gold on the 3 barrels there. I think that looks dope. And very nice sculpt all throughout the gun there. Beautiful paintwork. And very nice sculpt on the gripping hand as well. So those are all of Rocket's accessories. Now moving on to Groot's. Alright, so Groot is included with 2 little tiny stands for each body that he's included with. As you can see right there, they do look like tiny little pieces of ice. So we do have one for the naked body, then we do have one for the clothed body, and the way you get it on is just, all you do is just slide his legs in it like that, and then there you go. He stands up perfectly fine with them. But like I said, you can try to get him to balance on his own. So we do get 2 little stands for Groot, and then we finally get 3 interchangeable heads for Groot. So we do get this one here that comes on the naked body, and this is the basic looking face. He's not sad and he's not smiling. He just has a blank expression on his face. But they did do a very nice job with the paint and sculpt on these, especially for them being as small as they are. The top of the head looks good. Very nice paint and sculpt throughout the side of the head and the back of the head there. So very good job on the basic looking face for Groot. And then we do get the sad face for Groot, which comes on the clothed body. And very nice paint and sculpt all throughout this one as well, on the side of the head, on the back, and then on the top also. So we do get that one. And then finally we get the smiling Groot face here. And it's kind of hard to see if he's smiling or sad with his faces, but if you look close enough, you are able to tell. But very nice detail all throughout this one as well, on the top of the head. And my only issue with this one, this head does not come on either body, these 2 do. And it seems like the peg insert for the ball joint doesn't really, it's not wide enough, and I can't get it to go on either one of the bodies right there. I'm kind of like forcing it, and it's a little scary, so I might have to try to widen that hole. I don't know if I'm the only person with this issue or not, but it does kind of suck a little bit. But anyway, that is all the accessories included with Rocket and Groot. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the reviews, shall we? Now for the height of Rocket, Raccoon, and both the Groots. For the Groot figures, it looks like they stand a little bit over 3/4 of an inch tall. Then for the height of Rocket, it looks like he stands about 3 inches tall. And then here they are compared to the SH Figuarts Mark III Ironing Board Man, the Civil War Captain America, the Age of Ultron Black Widow, and the Good Smile Company Figma Avengers Hulk. And then here they are compared to the SH Figuarts Homecoming Spider-Man, the Mezco 112 Deadpool, and the Marvel Legends Evolution of Groot. And then here they are compared to the SH Figuarts Awakened Warrior Super Saiyan Goku and the Mezco 112 Punisher. Anyway, there's some quick comparisons. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. So now for the articulation, we will start with the toddler Groots here. And the naked Groot, the left arm is stuck on mine, so I have to run it under hot water. They both were, but I got the right one unstuck. So you can swivel the arms around, and then the neck is on a ball joint. So Groot's head can move up and down just a tiny bit. A little bit of pivot, and then we do get swivel. Now for the clothed Groot here, the arms do swivel just like the other one, as you can see there. Then we do have a ball joint on the neck, so he can move his head up and down a tiny bit of pivot, and a little bit of swivel. And it's actually pretty shocking at how they worked in a little bit of articulation with these tiny figures here. So that's Groot's articulation. Now for Rocket, once again, they worked in some really nice articulation for the size of this figure. So we have 2 joints at the neck, the upper neck joint. Rocket looks up about that much. It gets hindered by the collar there. And then going down, it just pretty much looks straight ahead. And then we do get some pretty good pivot at the upper neck, and then it also swivels. The lower neck joint does go forward a really good amount. So with both joints, Rocket almost looks all the way down, and then with both joints, he does look up a tiny bit. Then we do get some nice pivot at the lower neck, and then we also get a swivel there. So decent movement at both the neck joints. Then we do get a point of articulation at the torso right under the chest. And that joint you could get Rocket to crunch forward about that much, which is pretty good. Then going back, it gets hindered by this piece here, so you really can't get it to go back at all. And then for pivot, it's so minimal. You do get a little bit of it though. And then we do get some swivel as well. Now for the waist here, it actually goes forward a really good amount. So with both joints, Rocket does crunch forward decently, and then the waist does go back a pretty good amount, as you can see there. So you get better back movement and forward movement at the waist there. And then we do get very nice pivot at the waist. It's kind of stuck on mine going to the left, but it does pivot to the right. I don't know why it's not going to the left though. And then we do get a swivel. Now for the arms here, I feel like we have like a butterfly type joint. As you can see, you can move the arms forward and back, and that's not the joint that's connected to the arm, that's connected into the torso. There's another point of articulation there. So you do have a little butterfly type joint, and I feel like it does go up and down as well, as you can see there. So I do like that point of articulation that they have in there. And then we do have a ball joint that's connected from the arm that goes into the torso. Then we do have a ball hinge that's connected into the arm right there. But you do get a nice circular motion out of the arms. Then when you want his arms to go out to the sides, you have to tuck his arm under the shoulder right there, or else they won't go too far out to the sides. And they really don't once you do it, but it's a little less than 90 degrees. And then the arms do go up and down. No bicep swivel, so you will have to either use it at the shoulder or you could use it at the elbow joint. And then we do have a single jointed elbow that almost bends in all the way, which is pretty damn good. And then we do have a very tiny ball hinge on the wrist, so it does swivel and then hinges back and forth. So very nice movement so far with this tiny figure. And then the tail is on a ball joint. It does pivot, goes up and down a tiny bit, and does swivel, but very minimal tail articulation there. Wish we had a little bit more movement with the tail. Now for the legs, just like with the arms, you have to tuck them under the underwear piece or else they won't go up at all. But he does kick up about 90 degrees, then goes to the back about 45 degrees. Then his legs kicking out to the side, they go about 45 degrees, which isn't too bad. Then we do have a very nice swivel there. We have a single jointed knee that bends back pretty much all the way, and then it does swivel a tiny bit where the joint connects into the thigh and where it connects into the lower leg. Now for the ankles here, they do swivel. They hinge up just a tiny bit, and then same with hinging down. And then we really don't get much pivot, as you can see there, but then we do get a toe hinge. Wish the ankle movement was a little bit better, but like I was saying, the size of this figure, I feel like they did work in some pretty damn good articulation. And the baby Groot does have some nice movement as well for the size of that figure, and you're going to be able to get them in some pretty good Rocket and Groot poses. And I'm about to show you some of them right about now. But anyway, that is my review of the SH Figuarts Guardians of the Galaxy Rocket and Groot. Hope you enjoyed it. If I had to rate these figures between a 1 through 10, I'd have to give them an even 9. If you would like to know the price and where to buy this figure set, I did get mine from Agelessgeeks.com, and he does have Rocket and Groot up for sale in stock right now on the website, and he will have Star-Lord once that releases in the US. And when you purchase something from Ageless Geeks, don't forget to enter in codename Daredevil and you will be getting yourself a 5% off discount. I will put more information in the description below. And if you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click on that bell icon. And if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, just give it a thumbs up anyway, because action figures are awesome. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. says Rocket and Groot, and I believe that'll say, I believe that does say Guardians of the Dammit! Guardians of the Dammit. We don't get a window on the front because, of course, it is a web exclusive. On the top here says SH Figuarts. We do have a cool image of the says Rocket and Groot. Marvel. And then the back of it does show a few poses. You can get the SH Figuarts Mark III Ironing Board Man, the Chibi and Chibbity Choppa. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. Damn it. Let's keep moving on with the rest of the review. Damn it. All you do is just... Damn it! See what I mean? They're so small, you drop them and then you'll probably lose them real quickly. Son of a bitch. The arms do go out to the sides a little more. I mean, I'm just shy of... Damn it, I messed up, son of a...